Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Pure Literature, where we dive into the world of books and stories. Today, we have an exciting journey ahead as we explore the 100 best novels of all time. Whether you are a seasoned reader or just getting started, there is something here for everyone. So let's jump right in. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is a seminal work of American literature that delves into themes of racial injustice, moral growth, and loss of innocence. Published in 1960, the novel continues to resonate with readers today for its powerful portrayal of social issues and its timeless characters. Set in the fictional town of Maycomb, Alabama, To Kill a Mockingbird follows the story of Scout Finch, a young girl coming of age amidst the backdrop of her father's defense of Tom Robinson, a black man falsely accused of raping a white woman. Through Scout's innocent eyes, readers witness the injustice of prejudice and the complexities of morality. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen is a classic novel that has captivated readers for over 2 centuries with its witty social commentary, memorable characters, and timeless romance. First published in 1813, the novel remains one of the most beloved works of English literature. Set in early 19th century England, Pride and Prejudice follows the story of Elizabeth Bennet, the spirited second eldest daughter of the Bennet family. The novel explores the themes of love, marriage, and social status as Elizabeth navigates the intricacies of Regency society. The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank is a poignant and profoundly moving account of a young Jewish girl's experience during the Holocaust. Originally written in Dutch and later translated into many languages, the diary offers a first hand glimpse into the life of Anne Frank as she and her family hid from Nazi persecution in Amsterdam during World War II. During their 2 years in hiding, Anne recorded her thoughts, feelings, and observations in her diary, which she addressed as Kitty. Her diary entries reveal not only the daily struggles of living in confinement but also her dreams, fears, and aspirations. Despite the harsh circumstances, Anne's spirit shines through her words, displaying her intelligence, wit, and resilience in the face of adversity. 1984 by George Orwell is a dystopian novel that paints a chilling portrait of a totalitarian regime and explores themes of oppression, surveillance, and the manipulation of truth. Published in 1949, the novel remains a powerful and prescient warning about the dangers of authoritarianism and the erosion of individual freedom. Set in a future world where totalitarianism has triumphed, 1984 follows the story of Winston Smith, a low ranking member of the ruling party in the oppressive superstate of Oceania. The party, led by the enigmatic figure of Big Brother, exercises total control over every aspect of life, using surveillance, propaganda, and thought control to maintain its grip on power. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, written by J.K. Rowling, is the first book in the immensely popular Harry Potter series. Published in 1997, titled Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in the UK. It introduced readers to the magical world of Howard's School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and the unforgettable characters who inhabit it. Set in contemporary England, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone follows the story of Harry Potter, a young orphan who discovers on his 11th birthday that he's a wizard. He is invited to attend Howard's School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, where he learns about his magical heritage and embarks on a journey of self discovery. The Lord of the Rings is a seminal work of fantasy literature consisting of 3 volumes: The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. Set in the fictional world of Middle Earth, the story follows the quest to destroy a powerful ring that threatens to plunge the world into darkness. Tolkien's epic tale features a richly detailed world, Populated by diverse races such as hobbits, elves, dwarves, humans, and various creatures, both good and evil. The narrative explores themes of heroism, friendship, sacrifice, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. The Great Gatsby is a classical American novel written by F. Scott Fitzgerald, first published in 1925. Set in the summer of 1922, the story takes place in Long Island and New York City during the Roaring Twenties, a time of economic prosperity, jazz, and excess. The novel is narrated by Nick Carraway, a young man from the Midwest who moves to Long Island and becomes neighbors with the mysterious and enigmatic J. Gatsby. Through the Nick's eyes, readers are introduced to the glamorous world of Gatsby extravagant parties and the social elite of East and West Egg. Charlotte's Web is a beloved children's novel written by E.B. White and first published in 1952. It tells the heartwarming story of a friendship between a pig named Wilbur and a spider named Charlotte, with the help of a wise and resourceful barnyard community. The novel begins when a young pig named Wilbur narrowly escapes being slaughtered by Fern Arable, the farmer's daughter, who persuades her father to let her care for him. As Wilbur grows and matures, he forms a close bond with the other animals in the barn, particularly Charlotte, a spider who resides in the rafters. Little Woman is a classic novel written by Louisa May Alcott and first published in 1868. It follows the lives of the four March sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, as they navigate the challenges of growing up, finding their place in the world, and pursuing their dreams during the Civil War era in Concord, Massachusetts. The novel is semi autobiographical, drawing heavily from Alcott's own experiences growing up with her three sisters. Each of the March sisters has her own distinct personality. Responsible Meg, independent and tomboyish Jo, gentle and kind hearted Beth, and artistic and ambitious Amy. The Hobbit, subtitled There and Back Again, was first published in 1937. It follows the adventures of Bilbo Baggins, a hobbit who is swept away from his comfortable life in the Shire on a quest to help a group of dwarves reclaim their homeland from the dragon smog. Tolkien's enchanting storytelling, vivid world building, and memorable characters have made The Hobbit a beloved classic of fantasy literature. The novel is renowned for its rich mythology, intricate maps, and the introduction of iconic characters such as Gandalf, the Wizard, and Gollum. Fahrenheit 451 is a dystopian novel written by Ray Bradbury, first published in 1953. Set in a future society where books are banned and firemen burn any that are found. The novel explores themes of censorship, the suppression of knowledge, and the consequences of a society driven by mass media and conformity. The novel follows Guy Montag, a fireman whose job is to burn books and the houses where they are found. Dissatisfied with his life and disillusioned by the oppressive society in which he lives, Montag begins to question the status quo and secretly starts to collect and read books. Jane Eyre is a classic novel written by Charlotte Bronte, first published in 1847 under the pen name Currer Bell. It is considered one of the greatest works of English literature and is celebrated for its groundbreaking portrayal of a strong, independent female protagonist. The novel tells the story of Jane Eyre, an orphan girl who endures a difficult and lonely childhood under the care of her cruel aunt and cousins. Despite facing adversity and injustice, Jane remains resilient and determined to seek independence and find her place in the world. Gone with the Wind is a classical novel written by Margaret Mitchell, first published in 1936, set in the American South during the Civil War and Reconstruction eras. The novel follows the life of a Scarlett O'Hara, a headstrong and determined young woman. as she navigates the challenges of love, loss, and survival in a changing world. Animal Farm is a classic novella written by George Orwell. First published in 1945, it is a satirical allegory that uses animals to represent different political figures and ideas, particularly those surrounding the Russian Revolution of 1917 and its aftermath. The novella is set on a farm where the animals, led by the pigs Napoleon and Snowball, revolt against their human owner, Mr. Jones, and established their own government based on the principle of animalism. Initially, the animals work together to create a utopian society where all animals are equal and share in the fruits of their labor. The Catcher in the Rye is a classic novel written by J.D. Salinger, first published in 1951. It is narrated by Holden Caulfield, a disillusioned and cynical teenager who has been expelled from prep school and wanders the streets of New York City in search of meaning and connection. The novel follows Holden over the course of a few days as he grapples with feelings of loneliness, confusion, and disillusionment with the adult world. Along the way, he encounters various characters, engages in fleeting relationships, and reflects on his past experiences and future prospects. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is a classic novel written by Mark Twain. First published in 1884, it is widely regarded as one of the greatest works of American literature and a masterpiece of satire, social commentary, and storytelling. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn follows the journey of Huck Finn, a young boy who runs away from his abusive father and embarks on a series of adventures along the Mississippi River. Along the way, he encounters a colorful cast of characters, including the escaped slave Jim, with whom Huck forms a close bond. The Help is a novel written by Catherine Stockett. First published in 2009, it is set in Jackson, Mississippi during the early 1960s and tells the story of African American maids working in wise households, as well as a young white woman who aspires to become a writer and decides to interview these maids about their experiences. The Grapes of Wrath is a novel written by John Steinbeck, first published in 1939. It is widely regarded as one of the greatest works of American literature and a powerful depiction of the struggles of the American working class during the Great Depression. The novel follows the Joad family, tenant farmers from Oklahoma, who are forced to leave their land during the Dust Bowl and migrate to California in search of a better life. Along the way, they encounter poverty, exploitation, and prejudice as they struggle to survive in the harsh conditions of migrant labor camps. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's a fantasy novel written by C.S. Lewis, first published in 1950. It is the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia series, which has captivated readers of all ages for generations. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe tells the story of four siblings Peter, Suzanne, Edmund, and Lucy Pevensey, who are evacuated from London during World War II and sent to live in the countryside with an elderly professor. While exploring the professor's sprawling mansion, the youngest sibling, Lucy, discovers a magical wardrobe that serves as a portal to the enchanted land of Narnia. The Hunger Games is a dystopian novel written by Suzanne Collins. First published in 2008, it is the first book in a trilogy that also includes Catching Fire and Mockingjay. The series has become a global phenomenon, captivating readers with its crippling storyline, complex characters, and thought provoking themes. The Book Thief is a historical novel written by Marcus, first published in 2005. The novel is set in Nazi Germany during World War II and tells the story of a young girl named Liesel Meminger who finds solace in stealing books and sharing them with others amidst the horrors of war. Lord of the Flies is a classic novel written by William Golding, first published in 1954. The novel is a compelling and disturbing exploration of human nature and the thin veneer of civilization, set against the backdrop of a group of boys stranded on a deserted island. The Kite Runner is a novel written by Khalid, first published in 2003. It is a deeply moving story set against the backdrop of changing Afghanistan, exploring themes of friendship, betrayal, redemption, and the complex nature of father son relationship. Night is a memoir written by Ali, first published in 1956. It is a harrowing account of Wiesel's experience as a Jewish teenager during the Holocaust, detailing his imprisonment in Auschwitz and Buchenwald concentration camps. Hamlet is a tragedy written by William Shakespeare, and it is one of his most famous and frequently performed plays, believed to have been written between 1599 and 1601. The play is set in Denmark and tells the story of Prince Hamlet, who seeks to avenge the murder of his father, King Hamlet. A Tale of Two Cities is a historical novel written by Charles Dickens, first published in 1859. It is set before or during the French Revolution, contrasting the cities of London and Paris, and exploring themes of sacrifice, redemption, and the impacts of social injustice. A Wrinkle in Time is a science fiction fantasy novel written by Madeleine, first published in 1962. It is the first book in Engel's Time Quintet series and has become a beloved classic for children's literature, celebrated for its imaginative storytelling, compelling characters, and exploration of complex themes. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is a science fiction comedy series written by Douglas Adams, initially appearing as a radio comedy broadcast on BBC Radio 4 in 1978. It has since been adapted into various formats, including novels, television series, stage shows, comics books, and a feature film. A Christmas Carol is a timeless novella written by Charles Dickens, first published in 1843. Set in Victorian London during the holiday season, it tells the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, a wealthy but miserly old man who despises Christmas and all its festivities. On Christmas Eve, Scrooge is visited by the ghost of his former business partner and three spirits who take him on a journey of self discovery and redemption. Through their guidance, Scrooge learns the true meaning of Christmas and the importance of compassion, generosity, and a human connection. Of Mice and Men is a novella written by John Steinbeck, first published in 1937 and set during the Great Depression in California. The story follows two migrant workers, George Milton and Lenny Small, as they navigate the challenges of life during this tumultuous time. Despite their contrasting personalities, George and Lenny share a deep bond and dream of owning their own piece of land, a dream that gives them hope and purpose amidst the hardships they face. The Secret Garden is a beloved children's novel written by Frances, first published in 1911. The story follows Mary Lennox, a spoiled and lonely orphan sent to live with her reclusive uncle. In his sprawling manor in England, Mary discovers a hidden, neglected garden on the estate with the help of a new friend, Dickon, and her sickly cousin Colin. Brings the garden back to the life. As the garden flourishes, so do the characters, transforming through friendship, nature, and the healing power of love. Romeo and Juliet is a timeless tragedy written by William Shakespeare, first performed in 1597. The play tells the story of two young lovers, Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet, whose families are embroiled in a bitter feud. Despite the animosity between their families, Romeo and Juliet fall deeply in love and secretly marry. Their love leads to a series of tragic events, culminating in their untimely deaths, which ultimately reconcile their feuding families. The Handmaid's Tale is a dystopian novel written by Margaret Atwood, first published in 1985. Set in the near future, the story takes place in the totalitarian society of Gilead, where women's rights have been severely restricted. The narrative follows Offred, a woman forced into the role of a handmaid, whose sole purpose is to bear children for the ruling class. Through Offred's eyes, the novel explores themes of power, control, resistance, and the human spirit's resilience in the face of oppression. Brave New World is the dystopian novel written by Aldous Huxley, first published in 1932. Set in a futuristic society, the world state, where technology and conditioning control every aspect of life. The novel explores themes of dehumanization, consumerism, and the loss of individuality. Citizens are engineered through artificial wombs and sleep planning, leading to a conformist society devoid of emotional depth. The story follows Bernard Marx and John the Savage as they struggle with the constraints and moral implications of this utopian yet deeply flawed world. The Little Prince is a novella, first published in 1943. The story is a philosophical tale about a young, otherworldly prince who travels from planet to planet, meeting various inhabitants and learning about life, love, and human nature. Through his encounters, he discovers the importance of looking beneath the surface to find the true essence of things. The novella, with its poetic and allegorical style, explores themes of innocence, friendship, and the search for meaning, resonating deeply with both children and the adults. Where the Sidewalk Ends is a beloved collection of children's poems written and illustrated by Shel Silverstein, first published in 1974. The book is filled with whimsical, humorous, and often thought provoking poems that explore a wide range of themes, from imagination and adventure to friendship and curiosity. With its playful language and captivating illustrations, Where the Sidewalk Ends invites readers of all ages into a fantastical world where anything is possible. Wuthering Heights is a classic novel written by Emily Bronte, first published in 1847. Set in the wild and rugged moorlands of Yorkshire, England, the story revolves around the passionate and destructive love between Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw. Their tumultuous relationship unfolds against the backdrop of the imposing manor houses of Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange, where themes of love, revenge, and obsession intertwine. Bronte's haunting portrayal of the Moors and her exploration of the dark and complex characters make Wuthering Heights a timeless masterpiece of Gothic literature. The Giver is a dystopian novel, first published in 1993. Set in a seemingly utopian society where all aspects of life are meticulously controlled, the story follows Jonas, a young boy chosen to be the receiver of memory. Through his training with the Giver, Jonas discovers the dark truths behind his community's facade of sameness, including the suppression of emotions and the erasure of individuality. As Jonas grapples with his newfound knowledge, he embarks on a journey of self discovery and rebellion against the oppressive forces that govern his world. Anne of Green Gables is a beloved children's novel written by Lucy, first published in 1908. Set in the picturesque landscape of Prince Edward Island, Canada, the story follows the spirited and imaginative Anne Shirley, and often mistakenly sent to live with the Cuthbert siblings, Marilla and Matthew, at their farm Green Gables. Through Anne's adventures and misadventures, the novel explores themes of friendship, love, and the power of imagination. With its endearing characters and enchanting setting, Anne of Green Gables has captivated readers of all ages for generations. Macbeth is a tragedy written by William Shakespeare, believed to have been first performed in 606. Set in Scotland, the play follows the ambitious and power hungry Macbeth, who, urged on by his wife, Lady Macbeth, murders King Duncan to seize the throne. However, as Macbeth descends into madness and paranoia, he becomes consumed by guilt and paranoia, leading to further bloodshed and his eventual downfall. Macbeth is renowned for its exploration of themes such as ambition, guilt, and the corrupting influence of power, as well as its vivid characters and poetic language. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer is a classic novel written by Mark Twain. First published in 1876, set in the fictional town of St. Petersburg, Missouri, the story follows the mischievous and imaginative young boy Tom Sawyer as he navigates his childhood adventures with his friends, including Huckleberry Finn and Becky Thatcher. From treasure hunts to whitewashing fences, Tom's escapades capture the essence of boyhood in 19th century America. Twain's witty prose, vivid characters, and keen observation of small town life making The Adventures of Tom Sawyer a timeless coming of age tale cherished by readers of all ages. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is the seventh and the final book in the Harry Potter series written by J.K. Rowling and published in 2007. The novel follows the epic conclusion of Harry Potter's journey as he faces the Dark Wizard Voldemort in the ultimate battle between good and evil. As Harry, Ron, and Hermione embark on a quest to destroy Voldemort, they uncover secrets, face dangers, and confront their own destinies. Deathly Hallows explore themes of sacrifice, friendship, and the power of love, culminating in a thrilling and emotional finale that captivated readers the worldwide. Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus is a novel written by Mary Shelley. First published anonymously in 1818, the story revolves around Victor Frankenstein, a young scientist who becomes obsessed with the idea of creating life. Using unconventional methods, Victor succeeds in bringing a creature to life, but he is horrified by his creation and abandons it. The creature, left to navigate the world on its own, seeks revenge against its creator, leading to tragic consequences. Frankenstein is often regarded as one of the earliest examples of science fiction and explores themes such as the pursuit of knowledge, the nature of humanity, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. The New King James Version of the Holy Bible, published by Thomas Nelson, is a popular modern English translation of the Christian Bible. Thomas Nelson, a renowned publishing company specializing in religious and inspirational literature, released the New King James Version in 1982 as a revision of the King James Version. This edition maintains the traditional style and the dignity of King James Version while updating the language to make it more accessible to contemporary readers. It strives to preserve the literary beauty and accuracy of the original text, ensuring that the message of the Bible remains faithfully conveyed. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is a novel by Swedish author Stig Larsson, first published in 2005. The book is the first installment in the Millennium series, which became an international phenomenon. The Count of Monte Cristo is a classic adventure novel written by Alexandre Dumas, first published in 1844, set in 19th century France and Italy. The Fault in Our Stars is a contemporary young adult novel written by John Green, first published in 2012. The story revolves around Hazel Grace Lancaster, a teenage girl living with cancer, who meets and falls in love with Augustus Waters, a charming and witty boy in her cancer support group. As their relationship deepens, Hazel and Augustus navigate the complexities of life, love, and mortality, confronting their fears and finding moments of beauty and joy amidst the pain. The novel explores themes of love, loss, hope, and the search for meaning in the face of adversity, resonating with readers of all ages. The Color Purple is a novel by Alice Walker, first published in 1982. Set in the American South in the early 20th century, the story follows Celie, a young African American woman who faces oppression, abuse, and hardship throughout her life. Through a series of letters addressed to God and later to her sister Nettie, Celie shares her experiences, including her struggles with racism, sexism, and her own identity. As Celie forms bonds with her other women, including the bold and independent Chuck Avery, she begins to find her voice, claim her power, and discover the importance of self love and sisterhood. East of Eden is a novel by John Steinbeck, first published in 1952. Set in the Salinas Valley of California, the story spans several generations and explores themes of good and evil, the nature of an identity, and the human capacity for choice. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn is a semi autobiographical novel written by Betty Smith, first published in 1943 and set in the early 20th century. The story follows the Nolan family, particularly young Francine Nolan, as they struggle to overcome poverty and adversity in the Williamsburg neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York. And there you have it, folks. 50 incredible novels that are guaranteed to enrich your literary journey and leave a lasting impact on your soul. Whether you are drawn to timeless classics or modern masterpieces, there is something for everyone in the world of literature. So pick up a book, pour yourself a cup of tea, and let the adventure begin. Until next time, happy reading, and don't forget to subscribe the channel.